This meeting is now called to order. Would anybody like to do the land acknowledgement? Okay, I'll do it. We would like to acknowledge the history of the traditional territory on which this university stands. We would also like to respect the longstanding relationships of the 3 local First Nation groups on this land in place in southwestern Ontario. The Arawandran peoples once settled this region alongside the Algonquin and Haudenosaunee peoples and used this land as traditional beaver hunting grounds. The 3 other longstanding Indigenous groups of this geographical region are the Anishinaabe peoples, also referred to the Three Fires Confederacy, including the Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi nations. The Haudenosaunee peoples, also known as the Inequa peoples, are 6 nations, including Mohawk, Oneida, Cayuga, Onondaga, Seneca, and Tuscarora, and the Lenape peoples, also referred to the Delaware or Munsee. The 3 First Nations communities closest to the proximity of the university are Chippewa of the Thames First Nations, part of the Anishinaabe, Ode Nation of the Thames, part of the Haudenosaunee, and the Munsee Delaware Nation, part of the Lenape. I'm going to start with a roll call. Sorry, the link for taking attendance is just taking a while. Okay. I'm here. Okay.
Sorry, guys, I suck.
ABP student support. We're doing attendance.
Here.
Yes. Commissioner Varagunen.
Here.
Commissioner Prentes. Commissioner Prentes. Commissioner Elves.
Here.
Commissioner Bubba.
Here.
Commissioner Gillett.
Here.
Commissioner Anka.
Here.
Commissioner Hodey.
Here.
Commissioner Ricker.
Here.
Commissioner Park. Commissioner Weber.
Here.
Commissioner Zhang.
Here.
Did I miss anyone?
I don't think I heard my name, so
oh, okay,
I'm
yeah.
here.
It did
Your apprentice.
Great. Okay. I'm just going to do the comments from the chair. So we have a lot of events and initiatives coming up this month. I think it's going to be a pretty busy month compared to the rest of the months, just because it's always around the end of the semester. And I always find that a lot of the events do kind of get pushed to the end of the semester. So there's definitely going to be a lot of events getting pushed up for comms. So it's kind of a reminder, just like try to share when you can, and then also try to support our other commissioners. I think, yeah, it's probably going to be the busiest month so far. So it might be a little bit harder for me to answer you guys back or check in with you guys, but feel free to message me at any time still. As well, yes. I think, I'm not sure how many events there's actually happening, and I want to say at least 12. So a little bit crazy this month. And then I don't think we do have a meeting scheduled for December 3rd, which is right before exams as well. So that's our next, yeah, that's our next meeting. So if you can't make it for whatever reason, also make sure to send regrets 24 hours in advance. Approve the agenda. Can someone approve the agenda?
I could be a seconder,
Great.
Commissioner Weber.
Thanks. I always forget which order it's supposed to go in. Okay. And I didn't see that they had the link for the draft minutes, so I'm not going to approve them this month. Okay. Up for discussion. Okay, so President Life Student Update. I might leave that a little bit later after we start the meeting or after we end the advocacy meeting. But I have been pretty busy with Pride Week, so I think Libby can probably talk about that. As well, I was trying to update the BUCC e-commerce website. So if you guys do have the chance to do that, we do have some of our merch on there. We have the charity stickers as well as the Pride bundle, which is really fun. I think that they did update all the e-commerce website, as well as we are going to be changing over the email system sometime soon. So I think Paula did mention this inside her update. So we are going to get access to G Suite. So we'll get all of our emails transferred over to Gmail. It's probably going to be around the end of the month, but I'll tell you, Paula will probably get an update more later on in the month. So it's kind of going to be a slow process. I think she did transfer over her email already, but I think we are keeping that at bucc.ca. So if you do send it to someone who has their email transferred over, it should still go through. But if anybody has any issues with that, please let me know. I do have a meeting with Courtney coming this week. So if you guys want anything to know about the Student Life Center, if you guys want to know about any workshops as well, I can mention that to her. We are going to be passing a motion today. So if you guys have looked it over, that'd be great. It's linked inside of this, I believe, yes. Oh yeah, as well, there is going to be a Huron Sex Signals workshop happening in 2 weeks. I do believe I put up the poster on our Facebook group, if you guys did see that. And then, yeah, okay. Posters at Brescia. AVP Newton, would you like to speak on this?
Yeah, AVP Newton. I did finalize, I sent Courtney the final product over reading week, and because she was out, she didn't get back to me until the 9th, which is fine, saying that we're good to go with printing that. And if Nicole Weber, mature and transfer student rep, if I can put it up on Facebook as well, is what I'm thinking. So there's online access as well, because I find not many people are actually going on campus, like you're saying. So I can share that in the group right now. I have access to the final product, and I was hoping sometime this week, maybe tomorrow, I'll go actually in person and print them off, but I can't do it on the weekend. So
yeah, okay, sounds good. I also did want to kind of talk about next semester planning. So we did something like this similar in the summer, if you guys were here. I do have some kind of Google Doc I have where I just kind of keep track of when we're going to be doing events for the year. So I'm going to try to maybe plan for next semester, just because it is quickly approaching us. So kind of similar to how we did the breakdown of the months, just so it's not too overwhelming, and we do kind of separate the events on the week, just to make sure that there is not like all the events in the same week. So this has not been updated in a little bit. So I'll give the breakdown. So in January, we do have Wellness Week, which is going to be putting on by Grace. We're going to try to team up with the Student Life Center for Bell Let's Talk Day, as well as the Wellness Peers on campus. If those of you didn't know, the Wellness Peer Center did open up back again in residence. Festivals of Festivals, I haven't heard much about this. I'm not sure if it's going to be putting on or not, if it's going to be virtually. I'm assuming it's going to be virtual. February is Pink Shirt Day, so that's going to be Rebecca. There's Eating Disorder Awareness Week, and then accessibility event Sarah has in there. Environmental Week, and as well as a volunteer week or event. And then in April, we're going to be doing the changeover. So that will be me and the new VPSL. So if you guys don't notice your name on the second semester list, if you guys want to add it onto a month, just so I can check in with you guys. I think the majority, we do have a lot of you guys in there, but I know I may have missed some. Commissioner Ricker, do you have a month in mind that you would like to do in the event?
Yeah, I was just thinking, Commissioner Ricker. I was hoping to maybe do something in January and then maybe also in March.
Okay.
Possibly.
It's gonna be pink, but I'll change it. In April as well.
Commissioner Ricker, maybe in March.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Is there anybody else who doesn't have their name on here that they would like to do an event? Or if I can get an update about the Festivals of Festivals from Commissioner Hodé or Commissioner Zhang?
Commissioner Zhang, I have heard from Lazette said like the Festival will replace it by a fashion show.
Oh, okay. So something is happening.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I don't know like if it will be happening in virtual or not, but like it will definitely replaced by a fashion show. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just do cultural event then. Okay, sounds good. Is there anything else? I don't think so.
Commissioner,
I
Go
don't
ahead.
see my name on there, but
Okay.
I don't even have any ideas yet because a lot of my ideas I want to do in-person events, and I don't know if we're going to be doing that next semester.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, if you want to put me in there anywhere, I can just figure something out. Whenever works for me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just harder because I know that we do have the red scarves from the AIDS Society we still have to sell, as well as a couple other things. So we can always just add you in later. I just wanted to get like some kind of summary of what the events will look like for the portfolio for next semester, just so you guys have it in mind. You're like, oh, I don't know what month to do it. At least you have like a generalized, like, okay, I'm going to do it in February. We'll figure it out, and then I'll check in with you guys then. Okay.
Commissioner. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. It's okay. I have spoken with Student Life, so Meg Perry. I'm on the committee board for Bella's Talk, and we had a meeting this week actually, which was really exciting. So it's 5 other students and myself who are planning the event. So I do have the date. It's going to start the week of January 25th.
Okay, that's good to know. I think it was Commissioner Anka.
Yeah, Commissioner Anka. So I was just like, I'm supposed to be doing my survey, I think around January. I don't know if that,
Yeah, I can add that.
okay. I'm not sure specifically when in January, but I'll figure that out.
Okay, thanks guys. I just wanted to try to get like a breakdown going.
Commissioner Weber, I realize my name's not on there. I'm in the same position as Commissioner Alves. I need to kind of go back to the drawing board. Like the people I represent are kind of having Zoom burnout right now. So I'm still in the work. So I'll definitely get back to you once I have more of a sense of what to do.
Mid-year reports. So I was hoping I'd have more to update you guys on this. I'm still waiting from Emily to get the format of the mid-year reports. I do believe she is updating them, but I just thought I'd give you guys some kind of warning that they're probably going to be due around the last day of the semester. So if you guys can try to put off some time to do them, it shouldn't take too long. I'll try to push Emily a little bit more to put it out as soon as possible. But yes, I know that you guys all should probably know about the mid-year reports being due. Depending on the position, it might take you longer. So probably AVP Newton, you'll take a little bit longer than the commissioners. But yes, I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a warning that these are going to be coming up soon. And if you guys do have a lot of assignments due around the end of the semester, I would maybe even contact President Petch and be like, I really need that mid-year report format. Like, can you guys please give it to me as soon as possible? It just might get a little bit more push on that. Yes, Commissioner.
Actually, so can we use the format from our previous,
I don't think so, just because I think Emily, we really didn't like that format just because it's really hard to type in, as well as you can't really change the font size and the color sometimes. I know a lot of times in the past I had to write in red and I would not get switched. So I wouldn't advise that, but you guys can use that as kind of like a general format. But I would caution that it is probably going to get changed a little bit. I would even recommend me even writing something in a Google Doc, so maybe you just copy and paste it over as well. That might be a little bit easier. Is there any other questions?
Thank you.
Commissioner Anka, I have a really quick question. I think for my position, I don't have a mid-year report. I think it's just a final, like, end-year report, if I'm correct.
Oh, no, every position.
Every position.
Report.
Oh, okay. I think when I was looking at OWL, like from last year, it wasn't up there.
Yeah.
I think it was just the.
It was just because the outreach commissioner got added in January last year, so they didn't have your report. But every position does have a mid and end year report. It's just that your position was only added in January after the reports were already submitted.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Is there any other questions? Okay. Okay. So for action, so we do have the amendment to student life resources members. So I don't know if you guys have had the chance to look over this yet. So this is what I did during my reading week. I made the motion. So I'll just read it out. Okay, yes, everything's there. So amendment to student life resource members. So whereas the ordinary and resource members' terms of reference functions most effectively when it's up to date with the most current execution and authentic representation of the Brush University College Student Council, whereas a TOR for Awareness Commissioner, Wellness Commissioner, Accessibility Commissioner, Mature and Transfer Student Commissioner, and Outreach Commissioner does not accurately reflect the role and responsibilities or duties of the student life portfolio. Whereas the current TOR states that the following positions are required to execute duties that are no longer accessible, existent, or relevant to the current functions of the Brush University College Student Council. Oh, I'm going to change that. Whereas per this amendment, the Associate Vice President students, oh, I need to take that out. Sorry, I did copy and paste this from the last motion that we did pass. Okay, be it resolved that council approves the following changes to the ordinary and resource members TOR outlined in Exhibit 1 to reflect the goal of authentic representation or authentic functioning of the BUCSC. Be it further resolved that the following higher positions uphold the updated TOR as soon as possible, pending that the following motion is approved. So I just kind of took away some of the wording just to make it more inclusive. So a lot of the times what happened was a commissioner would be stated and then it would only say a couple commissioners in our portfolio. I do want to make it so that way if you're a commissioner, you can work with anybody inside the portfolio. You don't have to specifically work with one person. I think this will make it a little bit easier, as well as opening up to other members of council as well, instead of just kind of like a specified group. I did add a couple things as well. Usually added them to the list or took away the list completely just because it didn't really make sense. So for instance, for awareness commissioner, they kind of had they had 4 commissioners, or the AVP stated, when I want to open up to everybody, you can work with anybody inside the student life portfolio or on council. So that's probably the majority of the changes. I also added that the awareness commissioner should work with the One Love organization, which Anissa did do this year, the Student Life Center, and other appropriate campus partners. Once again, changing the terms of who they're going to be working with for the year. Yeah, I just kind of changed the wording a little bit just to make it more inclusive. As well, it wasn't stated that the Wellness Commissioner needed to work on a Wellness Awareness Week. So for instance, this week, it's going to be in January. The Wellness Week has happened the last few years. I don't know why it wasn't a part of the TOR before, but I just wanted to add these little small changes into it. Accessibility Commissioner, so we did add this position at the beginning of the year. I would say it's a smaller TOR. There was just some random edits. So it said pride and diversity, I'm gonna guess probably because Emily copy and pasted it, as well as we made it more inclusive as well. Mature and transfer student, we did add a couple other things. It was just kind of changing the wording around, as well as adding that they're going to be facilitating the mature and transfer student Facebook group as well, which I did talk to Commissioner Weber about. Outreach Commissioner probably had the biggest changes, just because I know there was a little bit of confusion of what the position did, just because it was really broad. So we did add a lot of stuff at the end. So it should work with all members of the student life portfolio, and then it will be designated kind of similar to the AVP, and that the planning and events will be designated by the Vice President Student Life or AVP support. As well, I know Commissioner Anker did mention her survey going out in January, so I did kind of legitimize that a little bit more and added the line, just because it does state in here that they're supposed to be receiving feedback, as well as this year we're not going to be doing mandatory events. So instead of attend, I did change the wording to promote, just because it's a little bit different in that this year none of the events are happening in person. For first semester at least. So I wanted to change the wording a little bit more, just so we can be inclusive of this year. And if they wanted to change it back, they could. But for this year, I wanted to make sure that they weren't struggling too much with having to do going to events that they couldn't really go to. As well, I did add the inclusion of the 12 days of stress miss. So we did add this last year, and it was executed by the outreach commissioner. So this was also in conjunction with other resource members. So this year it's going to be the AVP and Commissioner Anka doing it. I'm super excited for that. They can probably talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire motion. I'll go back. So is there any questions?
Commissioner Weber, I have a question. Is it possible to come back and to make further adjustments? I'm just building, not a case, but I'm just wondering about splitting mature and transfer students into 2 separate roles, because I'm personally struggling with groups that have 2 different needs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can definitely, after we kind of like wanted to just do this because all the positions kind of are really outdated. I know that Emily's been stating this a lot in our meetings. So it's just kind of like, okay, we just need to kind of bring it up a little bit more, but there's always room for adjustments. So this is by no means like the end of like us looking at these TORs. I definitely want to look back at them a couple more times, just because, as I said, I think at the beginning of the year that like I do want to get you guys feedback and kind of just make the TORs a little bit more functioning of how we're running.
Yeah.
But I would talk to President Petch about that kind of stance, because I know that she was moving around a couple like the portfolios and stuff like that as well. So it might be a little bit easier and kind of get her stance on that as well, just because I know that she's really good at like creating a whole TOR for a new position if we were going to be doing that.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Is there any more questions? Okay. So we'll move for debate. Is there any debate? So we will move into voting. So if you guys could just private message me, or no, you can't message. Oh my God, I forgot. Okay, 1 second. I have to figure this out. I might do a poll. Yes. Ah, it is not liking me.
Do you need a seconder?
No, I need to do the voting system. I'm used to using the chat. So I'm just gonna create a quick poll.
Who votes for this one?
Everyone.
Or is it still the same? Oh, everyone. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I do believe it is up now.
It is. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Okay, so I'm always going the wrong thing. This motion has passed. Okay, so I'm going to do roll call again. Here. AVP Student Support Newton.
Here.
Commissioner Varagunen.
Here.
Commissioner Prentes.
Here.
Commissioner Elves. Here. Commissioner Bubba.
Here.
Commissioner Gillett.
Here.
Commissioner Anka.
Here.
Commissioner Hodé.
Here.
Commissioner Ricker.
Here.
Commissioner Park.
Here.
Commissioner Weber.
Here.
And Commissioner Zhang.
Here.
So I would like to adjourn this meeting. Can we get a seconder?
AVP student support. I'll second.
Okay, so this meeting has been adjourned. So I'll stop recording.